Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to HIMedia Helpdesk. I am your host, and today we are going to discuss conditionals. And what is conditionals? Well, conditionals are mainly two things. They are how you can make something happen. Let me phrase it to you this way. Here's what a conditional is. Let's start out with a little something to start. So we're going to make something called a Boolean value, which is another integer type. And we're going to make that x. And then we're going to make that equal to true, a semicolon. So here, what's a conditional? Here's a conditional. If x is true, which it is, then we're going to run the code x is true. Else s out, wrong thing, x is false. Okay, so let's run this and see what happens real quick. Loading, loading, loading. X is true. So why does this happen the way it does? So a Boolean value can only be one of two things. A Boolean data type can only be one of two things, true or false, and it is used to check to basically denote if something is true or false, like I said. When you put something here, this statement between these two curly brackets here will only run if what is here is true. Now, that will always run because x is true. But what happens when we make x false? It's running, x is false. Great. But this doesn't really like when I say that whatever's in these parentheses, if whatever's in this parentheses, the condition here is true, it'll print this. Otherwise, it'll print this. Let me explain to you what that means. Let me make an integer variable, x, which is equal to 1 plus 1 there. And let me do this where x is equal to 2. So what does this mean? Well, let me explain. X is now an integer variable, which is the one number. And x is equal to 1 plus 1, which equals 2. So if x is equal to 2, and here's the thing to note. When you're comparing two things, you need to use two equal signs. When x equal, so x equals what the answer of 1 plus 1. And this statement on this line 7, is checking to see if x equals 2. And it does. So it runs this. Now, if we were going to check if x equals 6, and we run it, it's going to come out with x is false. Why? Because x is not equal to 6. It is equal to the value, to the answer of 1 plus 1, which is 2. Now, if we said x is less than it, now if we said x is less than or equal to, or my apologies, less than or equal to, and then we save and run it, it'll come up as true. Why? Because x is less than 6. So when you're writing conditions, if this statement in here is quote unquote true, then everything between this curly brace and this curly brace will print out. Otherwise, it's going to go to this statement, the else statement, which will print everything between this curly brace and this curly brace. Thank you for watching HIMedia Help Desk. We will see you guys next time.